Greeting, mortals. I'm Phaneronic, your host. Whether you're a seasoned veteran who has etched your legends into the annals of history, or a newcomer taking those tentative steps into the unknown, this show is crafted for you. We're here to plunge into the very narratives that shape this realm, stories of courage, cunning, and the indomitable bonds forged amidst the very chaos that envelops us. Welcome to Crowns and Conquest. All right. How we doing, everyone? This intro music is always a vibe. Yeah, man. I love this. It's White Bat Audio on YouTube. His stuff's killer, and he lets everybody use it for free. All right, so this week we don't have a guild spotlight. I had some issues. The wife had some surgery, some emergency surgery, so I didn't have time this weekend to put together a guild spotlight, but I did put together another little segment called Drums of War. I'm going to let you guys see that tonight, and then we're going to do our weekly territorial control news, and then follow that up with a bounty hunter roundup. All right, so let's get started with our first segment here. It's called Drums of War. This is just something I put together based on all the information I could gather for that large, basically server-wide. It's not literally server-wide, but it might as well be. It was a lot of people involved in a major fight. Please don't treat this like it's the all-be-all that happened. Treat it more like this is a bit of entertainment, because all the sides had their own version of the story, as they always do. But I thought I'd put this together just to celebrate the moment of, like, a giant fight. And hey, what's up, Wormy? All right, so let's get started. Welcome to a special segment of Crowns and Conquest, Drums of War, where we deep dive into major battles across the realms of Maryland. Today we recount the epic clash that recently engulfed the entire server, bringing together countless guilds in an expansive and brutal onslaught. This conflict would pit two colossal forces against each other. On one side, we had the Bars leading a for-hire army that included CTX, Nightmare, Scorn, Levia, Smoking Snakes, Warlords, Mythic, Bad Company, Salt, and Blackout. On the other side, a formidable foe comprising of Koto, Crusaders, Carney, Empire, Wolfsight, Battle Brothers, Content, Odinseed, Nightfall, Mana, and many more. Reports from the Bars side of the conflict suggest that intense battle was triggered by ongoing hostilities surrounding the Coalition. Albu, the leader of the Bars, confirmed that they hired several guilds to defend their keep sovereignty, leading to an attack on Asatru village in an attempt to deter the enemy forces. This situation quickly spiraled as more guilds joined the fray, leading to multiple combat treaties being invoked. The siege that ensued lasted for hours and witnessed countless warriors laying down their lives for their respective factions. In the heat of the battle, the Scorn Keep Gate, initially a secondary target, fell under the control of Coalition forces. However, the primary siege objective, Asatru Village, remained firmly defended, resisting all attempts to breach its defenses. It's essential to recognize the sheer scale of this conflict. The battlefield spread across the vast landscape of Maryland, saw armies clashing and strategies unfolding. Many alliances are being tested, and it's a testament to the intense nature of Mortal Online 2 and the fierce dedication of its player base. As the dust settles and the echoes of battle fade, the legacy of this colossal struggle will be etched into the histories. The outcome of this war and the alliances forged or broken within it will undoubtedly shape the future of the realm. All right, all right. Hey, thanks for the follow. Oh, hey, Zach. All right, so we've got a lot of news today for territory control. Um, as you just saw in the last clip, there was a massive territorial fight. So from what I gather, the DeBars Guild, owning the DeBars Keep, they've had some ongoing conflict with the coalition. So they went out and purchased every guild that would fight for gold, basically. So they had a pretty sizable, and it was a lot of elite teams. So they ended up attacking, I think it was Asatru Village. And when they attacked that village, it all spiraled, and a big fight broke out. So they had about 400 players show up, roughly, if depending on what numbers. So some people say it was more like 200, some people say it was like 400. We'll never know how many. So it's just use your mortal math. The number of players that showed up is equal to whatever my guild wants to spin it as, right? So I'm going to go ahead and start putting some markers up on the map here for this week's. I don't think any guilds changed hands, but we do have one that I think might have been sieged, or maybe they upgraded and swapped guilds. The Pillow Keep in the southeast. That keep is now under a different name, and I'm not sure if that guild took it over or what, and the radius is tiny now. So I've been trying to find somebody from Pillows to confirm. So if there's anybody out there that knows any Pillows members, yeah, have them hit me up, let me know. All right, and I just put a marker on Scorn Keep. That keep was actually basically captured by the coalition forces. They were able to drop the keep gate, get in there, put their own gate up. So I imagine at any time now they're going to finish it off. Then we have some reports of some skirmishes here south of Meduli. I'm going to put a mark there. And then we've got the big DeBars fight up here. So, I'm sorry, not DeBars. That's the other pin. This one is just some houses were sieged down and looted. So we're going to put that on there. There we go. I think this is the DeBars markers here. All of these over here are places where I've told fights had broken out that day. And then this one I am marking. Yeah, that's one of the, that's the talking point today, Cole, is the big fight. Yep. So there was the DeBars fight south of Meduli, and then there's a bunch of other fights. So I'm just pinning places that people told me there were fights. And these are siege level fights, right? Obviously it's not a PvP marker map. These are all involving somebody saw siege equipment, or somebody's house was getting sieged, or I'm assuming the marker for the keep in the southeast was sieged until someone tells me otherwise. Because the stone changed, like it changed ownership, and the radius went down to 0. So I don't know if that was intentional or if it was sieged down and I just haven't heard of it, but I feel like everyone would be talking about it if that place was lost. Not at that place. No, not at that. I was assuming that that's what I was making the caveat there, that I was assuming that one was sieged. So do you know who swapped? Okay, so if they swap, the upgraded radius does reset now? Okay, cool. So we'll go ahead and just turn that marker off then. If that was a peaceful sale or something. Upgrading the keep. Yeah, I've heard that one too. If you upgrade the keep, it bugs your radius. Hopefully that's all cleared up by the next patch. All right. And then so the DeBars guys, man, it was a really strange thing. A lot of these guilds that fought for DeBars are typically what people would consider like a heel in wrestling, or like they're the bad guys, right? Like the community tends to shine them as the bad guys, right? Which anybody who's been around for long enough to know that's not necessarily true, but that's just, you know, it was odd to see what people would normally say are the bad guys all coming to essentially defend a free city, right? So the DeBars guys run a free city there that they want to try and keep Cran open. So to see them be defended by all of the, like, all the GK folks came down, right? All the PvPers came out. Now whether, you know, everybody's got their own side of the story, so I'm sure the coalition sees it differently, right? But either way, I'm sure you guys had a blast. I'm sure it was an awesome fight. And I did hear that the smaller group, the northern group, right? They were the ones that won the large fight. You know, and they were the smaller group, so that's cool to hear. I don't know if you guys saw in the clip, but they had the Ogmium Campodons. Those things were nutters, man. 125, you know, Campodons. They had like 4 of them out there, I've heard, and with Ogmium. I've seen a few of the videos, so I know they were there. That's pretty nutters. I don't even know what that would be like to try and take down. Something tells me arrows aren't doing it. All right, so let's see. That's all the battle markers. Let's start popping up the territories. It looks like the Carney Alliance still holding on to the 2 keeps. I believe the MKRG is in the hands of Empire still. And I don't think much has changed with the keep holdings this week, so there's not gonna be a whole lot of news there. But I am excited. Rumor has it that it's the 28th, the week of the 28th is UE5 release. I don't know if Hendrik has said that on stream, or I've just heard a lot of people say that, so that's pretty awesome. So I might take next week off. Oh, so that's the leaked Lil Neo. What's up, buddy? So yeah, I think I might take next week off. Maybe not. You never know. If anything crazy happens again, I'll have to do it, right? Because that's what the show's for, is getting the news out. All right. So with that said, though, a lot of changes are coming. The bounty hunter stuff's coming out. Then we've got you know, murder system changing. Your wife told you that fight was insane. Well, that's cute. Does she let you watch while she plays? Hey, what's up, Potowski? Thanks for the follow. So then we've got the Enclave I don't know if... See, that's the thing. I don't know if that guild that took over Pillow's Keep is in the same... You know, if they're in the same alliance or not. I'll leave it marked there for now for this week. I'm sure it was, Cole. The videos I watched a couple of videos of it, and it's pretty gnarly. And I got permission from those guys to use the video for that little intro you saw. I'll play that again here at in between this section and the next, just in case more people have come. All right, so next we've got the unaligned groups. That's the bars there. And then Scorn, which currently their keep is, unless somebody can correct me, is their keep gate is under the control of Coalition. So really, it's just a matter of time. Which I don't know. How do you guys feel about that? Should that be a valid strategy and left as part of the mechanics, or should that be changed? I'm interested to hear what other people... I have my own thoughts on it, but I just wanted to hear what everyone else's opinions were. Because right now it's possible you can knock a gate down and then put your own gate back up. Cole says it's kind of weird that you can put your own gate up, especially if they can't use it. Yeah, they definitely can't use it. It definitely gives you control of the gate, right? So nobody else feels any kind of way about it. I personally, I would guess that it shouldn't be able to be done simply because you shouldn't be able to build so close to their territory, right? That said, though, it's currently a valid mechanic, right? Chewy Bubble Tea wants to let me know, that's tea, for those of you who don't know from Discord. Wants me to know that I smell like milk, and they can smell it through the phone. Well, is it like artisanal at least? Anyway, so let's see. So anyway, yeah, so where was I? Scorn has the keep there, but it's probably just a matter of time before Coalition gets in there and takes it. And we got Levymare. They still hold the same two keeps. Scorn supposedly is in their group, but I keep being told it's not necessarily the case, that they just work with them sometimes. So really, that's a matter of, you know, opinion, I guess. I don't know how I feel in the sense of presenting the show. I'm not sure how I feel as just putting people in alliances on this map without them like claiming the alliance, right? Because I'm not really trying to be the arbiter of anything, right? So I should just you know, make it to where I'm not going to mark you on the alliance unless you ask to be. So those fire marks, T, they show where sieges have taken place. And that's a dancing set of Tedremic Knight armor. Dancing on the flames. All right. So the next alliance we've got here is the Northmen. They're still holding strong. They've got I'm sorry, the Mangbros. That's right, they renamed. So they're still holding strong with the 3 keeps. Artisan was at that fight. I've heard they were there and that they enjoyed it. They thought it was a blast too. Maybe we'll see some in here. Ew, Enclave. Zodiac Reaper, thanks for the follow. What guild are you in, Zodiac? Or alliance, if you'd rather say that. Random small guild. Ah, okay. All right, and then the coalition. So we got the coalition here. Depending on whose side you believe, there's a fight for this area right here. Let's go grab this guy. So where this little guy's dancing. It's about this area right here. And coalition is pushing in on DeBars, and DeBars is pushing back. DeBars has been using mercenary groups to do the fighting. So they've been hiring whatever guild would come fight for them, and they're pushing back, and that's what spurred that massive fight. All right, so yeah, we've had about 5 or 6 times the number of viewers now from when I first played that clip that I made up for this little event. So I'm going to go ahead and play that again and let everybody who's come check it out.
Welcome to a special segment of Crowns and Conquest, Drums of War, where we deep dive into major battles across the realms of Maryland. Today we recount the epic clash that recently engulfed the entire server, bringing together countless guilds in an expansive and brutal onslaught. This conflict would pit 2 colossal forces against each other. On one side, we had DeBars leading a 4-hire army that included CTX, Nightmare, Scorn, Levia, Smoking Snakes, Warlords, Mythic, Bad Company, Salt, and Blackout. On the other side, a formidable foe comprising Guthakoto, Crusaders, Carney, Empire, Wolfsight, Battle Brothers, Content, Odinseed, Nightfall, Mana, and many more. Reports from the DeBars side of the conflict suggest that intense battle was triggered by ongoing hostilities surrounding the coalition. Albu, the leader of DeBars, confirmed that they hired several guilds to defend their keep sovereignty, leading to an attack on Asatru village in an attempt to deter the enemy forces. This situation quickly spiraled as more guilds joined the fray, leading to multiple combat treaties being invoked. The siege that ensued lasted for hours and witnessed countless warriors laying down their lives for their respective factions. In the heat of the battle, the Scorn Keep Gate, initially a secondary target, fell under the control of coalition forces. However, the primary siege objective, Asatru Village, remained firmly defended, resisting all attempts to breach its defenses. It's essential to recognize the sheer scale of this conflict. The battlefield spread across the vast landscape of Maryland saw armies clashing and strategies unfolding. Many alliances are being tested, and it's a testament to the intense nature of Mortal Online 2 and the fierce dedication of its player base. As the dust settles and the echoes of battle fade, the legacy of this colossal struggle will be etched into the histories. The outcome of this war and the alliances forged or broken within it will undoubtedly shape the future of the realm.
All right. Hey, thanks for the follow, Hermes. Hermes says, I was there. The fight was crazy. Well, tell us about it. That's what we're here for. Here to hear about that fight. I've got the Bounty Hunter Roundup. We're going to go ahead and talk about that next. And then we can do a little bit more chatting about the recent events. So, in first place, we got Barrett still there. And it looks like he pulled off two successful bounties this week. And then it looks like Razor Mortal has been added this week. Man got 10 new bounties this week. Been putting in work. All right, and then we got Mr. Grouch in the third. He picked up another one, and then next on the list to actually get any was Caden. He picked up 4, and it brings him just under Willoughby. So I imagine he'll probably pass him at that rate. And then I did look through the rest of the numbers. I still haven't put together the little display page I'm going to, but I did check out the numbers, and it looks like there's quite a bit of people still bounty hunting. And I would say that the next 10 people on the list are the most active. So they're really pushing to try and take these spots. Some of the other streamers, some of the other well-known bounty hunters are on the next 10 player list there, so I imagine they're going to be pushing to take that spot pretty soon. Hey, thanks for the file, Sky Darkness. All right, Sky Darkness 97. From the very beginning, we, DeBars, did not know we were going. Later, when CTX Bad Company gathered, we told us that we were going to make a siege of Asatru. After the siege, we went to help in Levimar and others. In time, thank God we made it. Yeah, man, it was pretty wild. You guys, that like little hairpin pulled, and everyone showed up and just had a massive brawl. But as of now, is Asatru Village still safe? Oh, you got there just as a big tornado was tearing it up. All right, well, does anybody have any more to put in on it? Does anyone know if Asatru Village is still good? I think this is a pretty solid representation of what it looked like this week as far as territory stuff goes. I'll tell you one thing, that west coast, between Meduli and the south there, that valley has been a hotbed for TC activity. So they place a storehouse somewheres. I do know that Coalition managed to regroup and swoop over to Scorn and take their gate away from them. I'm interested to see if that materializes into a new Coalition keep. And with that said, what group in that coalition would be the new keep owner? What do you guys think? Should I get a second? Should I get a co-host? Someone mentioned that I have a good bit of dead air sometimes, and that maybe I should try and get a co-host. Curious what you guys' opinion is on that. Get Valine. Yeah, it is up to me. I'm just curious what you guys' opinion is. Obviously, it's my show. I put it together, right? Of course, it's up to me, but just curious. If that guy's just a whack job, or if there's something to what he was saying. See, I would love for that to always have a guest host, somebody random from the community that, that everyone knows. But the issue is sometimes in this community, you could bring people on here who you don't want on your Twitch stream, Oh, that was just some, it's not, no. It's not to mark that you guys are on fire. Here, I could turn that off if it's confusing. We were just talking about you guys being the one that had the fight. So I put a mark there. I'll go ahead and turn that off if it's confusing. When I was putting out the stuff on the map, I was talking about it at the point, and I just left it sitting there. I was marking it, showing that area up there had a lot of activity. I bet they would be interested, Cole. I could see, you know, bringing somebody random on every week. The problem is it's just like my guild spotlight. There's only so many guilds, right? And there's only so many who I know and have contact with. And then there's only so many that watch the show. I'm going to run out eventually, right? Like even today, I didn't have time to find a guild this week due to some personal stuff. So I had to come up, you know, something quick. And I got some footage of that big fight and then did a little nice voiceover with it. And hopefully when I get the bounty hunter roundup, we'll have more to talk about in that segment too. Once I get that page done. Yeah, that would be cool, Cole. Go along with it and then eventually have someone come in. Oh man, speaking of Foe, I'm still reading over. He's wrote like a manifesto of sorts for combat design, for what he would like to see as far as changes to the combat and the mechanics. But when I say that, I don't mean it's just like, you know, some forum post level stuff. And yeah, it's for the entire game basically. Yeah. I'm still reading through that. He's got a lot of interesting points in there. I'd rather finish reading it though before I really talk about it, because you know I don't want to talk out my ass, right? But I did read quite a bit of it, and he's got some interesting thoughts and a strong understanding of how it all functions. So yeah, depending, you know, I don't know, you know, English might be a second language for the guy. I don't know. It's an international game, right? So I don't know if he would want to even be on a talk show. Some people don't do well when they get put on the spotlight and get a microphone put in front of them. I do know that on the episodes that I have a guild spotlight, I have a lot more fun because the guilds all tend to come out. Oh, dude, DK. Yeah, come on, bro. That might actually be kind of funny. And I personally know you, so I don't have to worry. You know, another fear I have is that somebody might try to come on and troll. Like, you can very easily tank a Twitch channel just by saying a few words, right? Yeah, GK language. I like that. For sure. Now that I think about it, I've heard GK language in more places than... I mean, that's where I hear that kind of language the most. That's funny. All right, well, folks, that's all I got to talk about this week. I do appreciate everybody. It's a regional accent. Yes, exactly. Exactly, T. Yeah, so even if, like I said, I'm going to do this show, even if there's only 10 people watching on Twitch, you know, and I'll talk to whoever comes into the chat, and that's how it's going to be. I have probably 20 or 30 or so people who've come up to me and told me that they watch it on YouTube. They watch it on their way home or whatever, so I'm doing it for everybody. So even if I don't have a lot of people in Twitch chat, I could see where if I had a co-host on the show with me, they could help fill the air, even if I don't have somebody from chat to bounce off of, right? I have somebody's physically sitting there on the mic with me, right? So on out of Hendrick's stream, for those of you who saw it, what's the most exciting thing you saw? I know what mine was personally. Yeah, man, that was my favorite thing too. Cole. Exactly. Like, I mean, all the other stuff is fine and dandy, but man, those streaming lines, even with like a solid state, a nice solid state, still skips. And that in the middle of a fight is so like rage inducing. Especially if the fight dictates you got to run back and forth across one. Like there's a few in the Tindrum sewers there that, man, every time a fight breaks out right there in the corner above Bandit Leader, I want to scream. Do you think that's going to translate to the main server without players and player-made objects? So you're saying because it's one thing on PTR, empty server, clean, yeah. That really all depends on if they did any optimization to the objects that they're using for housing. I'm not sure what they have running, like what they're using nanite on and all that jazz. But the one video where he's running around inside of the siege, inside the keep, with all the siege equipment and everything. Yeah, I do think 100% Cole. I think it's gonna run better. Yeah. Cole says I think it will have. I think everyone will have a varying FPS, but for sure it'll run better. But he wasn't he? I'm pretty sure he was in. Yeah, could have swore that was. Let me see. Yeah, yeah. So that's inside of a keep. Yeah, bunch of territorial control building stuff popping up and siege equipment going off. I want to know where they got all those testers though. Who are you guys? Who's the testing crew? Who are those people? Who are those 30 guys in there doing that? I don't think he had his FPS counter up. I'd have to go check. Awfully brave of him if he did. All right, folks. Let's see. Who in the community is cool that I can raid just to show him some love? Not that whoever it is will probably have. Oh snap! Tom Berry's here. That's it. Let's go say hi to Tom Berry, folks. That's gonna be it for today. Let's all meet again next time. Same place, 6 o'clock Eastern. Yeah, it's Tom Berry. Let's get him. Tom Berry's the man.
See you next time on Crowns and Conquest.